Are you looking for the best Windows laptops? In this video we will look at some of the best Windows laptops. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Dell XPS 15. The best Windows laptop we've tested is the Dell XPS 15, 2023, a 15.6-inch mobile workstation. Like its widely popular sibling, the Dell XPS 13, 2021, this is a high-end model that provides an excellent user experience. Its thin and light design makes it easy to carry around, and it feels incredibly well built, thanks to its CNC machined aluminum chassis and carbon fiber keyboard deck. It has a bright and colorful display, a spacious and tactile keyboard, and a large and responsive, albeit non-haptic, touchpad. You can upgrade the FHD Plus IPS screen to a 3.5K OLED panel. The OLED looks better and supports touch input, but know that it'll drain the battery faster. Spec-wise, you can configure this laptop with an Intel Core i5, i7, or i9H series CPU. These high-performance processors are fast enough to handle demanding workloads like programming and video editing. As for the GPU, you can get the base model with an Intel Arca 370M GPU if your work doesn't require a lot of GPU processing power, or upgrade to one of the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs, up to a 4070. Our only complaints are about the webcam and thermals. The webcam's image looks underexposed, and the keyboard gets uncomfortably hot. One last note about the XPS 15, Dell has released newer 2024 XPS laptops. The 15-inch model no longer exists and is being replaced by a 14-inch model, sporting the same design as the Dell XPS 13 Plus, 2022. So, for fans of larger displays, it's a good time to grab the XPS 15 while it's still available. Plus, it's often on sale now that there's a newer model. Number 2. LG Gram 14. For those with a lighter workload consisting mainly of text processing, spreadsheets, web browsing, and video playback, go with the LG Gram 14, 2023. It's very compact, and as its name suggests, it's incredibly light, weighing only 2.1 pounds. You can configure it with an Intel 13th Gen Core i5-1340p or i7-1360p processor, which can easily handle general productivity tasks. The battery lasts around 10 to 11 hours of light use and charges over USB-C, so you don't need to deal with a proprietary charger. You get a colorful FHD display, a comfortable and tactile keyboard, and a reasonably large touchpad. Its wide port selection includes two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4s, allowing you to transfer files quickly and connect up to two 4K displays at 60 Hz with a single cable. Unfortunately, the trade-off for its thin and light design is the use of soldered RAM, so get enough for your needs up front. Another option to consider is the Framework Laptop 13, 2023, a modular laptop designed to be easily reparable and upgradable. You can buy every component in this 13-inch ultra-portable from Framework, and they even provide manuals to guide you through the replacement process. It has a bright 3:2 display, a good 1080p webcam, and a modular port system that lets you swap out the ports to adapt to any situation. The keyboard feels tactile but requires a fair amount of force to actuate the keys, causing fatigue, and the touchpad isn't as responsive as the LG's. Also, depending on where you live, it may be hard to get this laptop because it's only available on Framework's website. Number 3. Lenovo Yoga 7i16. If you want a more modest mid-range model, check out the Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2023. Its large display gives you plenty of room for split-screen multitasking, and it supports pen input. You can choose between an FHD Plus or QHD Plus panel. We recommend the latter, as it's sharper and brighter. The display's glossy finish doesn't handle reflections well, so you may have some visibility issues in well-lit settings. Build quality is excellent, and while it isn't as portable as the LG Gram 14, 2023, above, it's still relatively easy to carry around, thanks to its thin and light design. A stylus is included in the box. Our only complaint is that the plastic pen holder feels rather janky, as it plugs into the USB-A port and can potentially break the port if you aren't careful. This laptop is available with Intel 13th Gen U and P series CPUs, which are plenty fast for general productivity tasks like web browsing, text processing, presentations, and spreadsheets. There's Wi-Fi 6E wireless connectivity, a fingerprint sensor and IR camera for biometrics, and tons of ports, including 2 Thunderbolt 4s and an HDMI. Its 1080p webcam isn't bad, the image has a fair amount of fine details but an unnatural tint, and the microphone picks up some background noise. You can get this laptop directly from Lenovo if you have trouble finding it elsewhere. Number 4. Acer Swift 314. The best budget Windows laptop we've tested is the Acer Swift 314, 2020, a 14-inch ultra-portable. Acer's Swift laptops aren't exactly budget models, as they usually cost around $1,000 or more, but because this is an older model from 2020, you can find it at a really good price. It has a nice display, a slightly cramped but decent keyboard, and a good port selection, including a USB-C/Thunderbolt 4 and an HDMI. Intel's 11th Gen CPUs are a few years old but are still adequate for general productivity. Our only major complaint is that the webcam's video quality isn't very good. Number 5. Lenovo Ideapad Slim 3i15. Our cheap pick is the Lenovo Ideapad Slim 3i15, 2023, a 15-inch Windows Ultra portable. It's available with various Intel 13th Gen CPUs, from a Core i3 to i7, and up to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage. The Intel CPUs can easily handle light productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, and video playback. For the display, the cheaper configurations come with a low-quality TN panel, so you'll have to spend a bit more if you upgrade to an IPS display. The keyboard feels comfortable to type on, and the touchpad is small but responsive. The webcam is surprisingly good, allowing you to look and sound clear on video calls. Port selection is good, you get 2 USBs, a USB-C, an HDMI, and an SD card reader. The USB-C supports video output and charging but not Thunderbolt 4, which is unfortunate but expected for a budget-friendly model. A fingerprint sensor is present for quick logins. The biggest downside is its battery life, which lasts less than 7 hours of light use. Compared to the Acer Swift 314, 2020, above, this model gives you slightly more processing power as well as a better keyboard and webcam, but the display isn't quite as good, and the battery life is significantly shorter. You can get this laptop on Lenovo's website.